Hello, everybody. Welcome into Talking Fitchburg on this Monday, April 4th, 2022. I'm Jeremy Crosby. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Glad you're tuning in with us here on Talking Fitchburg on a Monday evening. And, it's gray out again, but we're going to get some warm and sunshine. The warmth is coming, folks. All you have to do is get through this week, and it'll be better. And it's going to be warmer than last week, which I think is a bonus right there. I'll take some warm weather with some rain. Wouldn't you? Over the snow and cold weather over the weekend. I was down in Bamlett's territory over the weekend, and it was snowing like never nonstop, just blizzard snow, right? And then I go up to where I live, nothing, not even anything on the ground. So it's kind of a weird weekend for snow, but interesting enough, we're making it up, I guess, as we go, and still got to beat that drought. So we'll take it. We got a busy show for you today. We'll get you the latest headlines coming up. And all this week, it is Severe Weather Awareness Week. So we're going to take a subject, as the Weather Service offers each and every day, and talk about severe weather awareness. And at the end of the week, we'll have Tim Hallbach on the National Weather Service. He's my hero, so he'll be on the show. And we'll have full recap of the week and his synopsis of the upcoming severe weather season. So we'll talk to him coming up at the end of the week. Today, we'll have Better Business Bureau on talking about purchasing insurance. Yeah, the pesky insurance. I just went through this. And there's a lot of questions you want to ask, a lot of red tape. We'll break it all down for you so you can have a good shot at getting some good insurance safely. But first, let's turn to the election turn to the headlines and talk about the election. Turning to the election, I'm just all over the place already. Whew. Must be Monday. Spring election. It's happening. Yeah, it's from 7, starts tomorrow. Polls open up at 7 a.m. and run through 8 o'clock p.m. And those are the districts and locations where you'll be voting. There is no change as far as where your polling location, the actual polling location, but there are some changes to where you may have been voting in the past. And that was due to district map changes, which we'll go through here. I do want to note that you do have still have time to drop off your absentee ballot to bring it to the polling location where you would vote, and you can drop it off there the day of the election. So if you have an absentee ballot, you didn't get it back in time to City Hall via the mail, whatever, you can bring it over to your polling location and drop that off. As far as the polling location, where do I vote? Well, let's break it down. Andrew's done a good job here of showing you up close and personal of where you'll be voting. Little John's Restaurant. You're voting at 5302 Verona Road at Little John's Restaurant. District 2 polling location, we're moving over to the Wyndham Garden, 2969 Cahill, Maine. Appreciate their help with the election. Moving on to District number 3, they'll be here at the Fitchburg Community Center, 5510 Lacey Road. And finally, District number 4, you're voting at Fire Station number 1, 5791 Lacey Road here in Fitchburg. If you want to check out any more information about the spring election, you can go to the website, fitchburgwi.gov. Locally here, wanted to share, at least you can see the Alder race here. There is only one contested race coming up, and that's in District 1, Seat 2, a 2-year term. Joe Maldonado is facing off with Mark Fairchild. We'll see how that plays out tomorrow evening. The rest of the seats that are up are uncontested at this time. And that is who is on the ballot, at least for our Alder districts here in Fitchburg. The full sample ballot is online at our website, as mentioned, fitchburgwi.gov. All right, this week kicks off Tornado and Severe Weather Awareness Week in Wisconsin. Governor Evers proclaiming this April 4th through the 8th as Tornado and Severe Weather Awareness Week in Wisconsin. Wisconsin averages around 23 tornadoes per year. The National Weather Service confirmed 41 tornadoes touched down in Wisconsin in 2021. While the busiest time of the year for tornadoes is during spring and summer months, they can happen at any time. We all remember last December, right? Wisconsin had 10 tornadoes touchdown reported in a single day in December. That was one heck of a storm. Came in with a lot of heavy winds. Had that high winds warning on top of the severe weather coming in. It was just such a strange evening. Like I said, we'll keep talking about this severe weather all this week and coming up here today on our digest and talking Fitchburg. There is a tornado drill coming up this week as well. It'll be on April 7th. Wisconsin will conduct its annual statewide tornado drill. It starts at 1:45 and then another one at 6:45. I love that they do the two different ones. Everyone is encouraged to pause what they are doing and practice going to their designated shelter location. If there is severe weather to be expected in any of the area on April 7th, the drill will be postponed till April 8th. So keep that in mind. We'll let you know if anything changes on that front. Happening this week, the Wisconsin Air National Guard will be conducting some evening training flights. Want to be on the lookout for this. They'll start tonight, Monday, April 4th through Thursday, April 7th. During this time, area residents may hear the F-16 fighter jets taking off and landing approximately at 10 p.m. Training flights normally take place during daylight hours, but pilots and maintenance personnel are required to conduct nighttime operations as part of their overall readiness. Pilots will be following flight paths designed to minimize noise to the area residents. 115th Fighter Wing appreciates the overall support we have from citizens of Wisconsin and the greater Madison area as we continue to train and support our state and federal missions. Finally, wanted to discuss from the BBB, watch out for free roof inspections. Yes, watch out for these. These can be scams, and how to avoid these scammers. Well, it's easy. Kind of. Beware of unsolicited offers. Most scams begin with a contractor who just happens to be in the area and notices your roof or home has the appearance of needing repairs from the outside. Roofing scams typically increase in frequency after a powerful storm, so stay alert. Get insurance company to inspect your roof. Filing a claim with your insurance company goes on your record and could affect future claims on or your continued coverage. So before signing any paperwork on contractors with roofing company, have your insurance company come out and get an inspection to verify if it needs repairs or replacement. Finally, research the roofing companies before you hire them. Look at the company's business rating on bbb.org. Keep a close eye on the previous reviews and any complaints or other consumers that might have had. This is one of the best ways to know if a roofing company is reputable or just a cover for a scam. Certainly, you can learn more about hiring good roofers and roofing companies. Go to bbb.org/roofers. We'll share the link there so you can learn more about some of the questions they ask. And of course, if you see a scammer in the area, report it. Please report it, because you don't want to get scammed, and you certainly don't want your neighbors to get scammed. All right, that does it for our headlines. Coming up next, we're going to talk about Severe Weather Awareness Week. We kick it off with warnings, severe weather warnings, and the criteria behind those. That's coming up next right here on Talking Fitchburg.
It takes all of us to slow the spread of the coronavirus, so follow guidance from authorities where you live and stay home unless absolutely necessary. Use a delivery service for essential items like food and medicine. If you must make essential trips, stay 6 feet apart from other people. Wear a cloth face covering and wash your hands for at least 20 seconds as often as possible. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantore here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family, and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
Hey, boss. Okay.
Said I'm fine.
Me to bed, see you in the morning. With the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it. And we lost it. In my head, in my head, in my head. We were underlay in my head.
Hey, son.
Hey, Bob.
You know you can talk to me.
Yeah.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg in the digest. And today we kick off with Severe Weather Awareness Week. National Weather Service Milwaukee Sullivan has a great presentation on each day covering a different topic. So we're going to cover each day's coverage that they're covering. And then I said at the end of this week, we'll have Tim Halbach on to talk with us about severe weather from the National Weather Service, Milwaukee Sullivan. So today we're talking about weather warnings as this week, or the kickoff here to this awareness week. And it starts with how you receive warnings. And you should receive warnings, well, many different sources, as we've learned over the years, right? So have your planned apps, mobile phones. Find the coolest weather apps that you can that have the weather alert system on it. The that is the wireless emergency alert system. It has all levels of tornado warnings, considerable flash flooding warnings, destructive severe thunderstorms with winds 80 miles, 2.5 inch plus hail. And of course, you can listen to your local radio, outdoor warning sirens. Remember that the outdoor warning siren is to wake people up at night, or they can't hear, or don't have another way of getting it. It's just for people outside. And I said that wrong. It's not to wake people up. It's the warn people outside. I knew I was going to say that backwards. Darn it. Could wake up some people, but really it was meant for the outside. If you're outside and you hear that, you need to get inside and be able to do it. And of course, you can watch your favorite local weather people as well. Moving on, impact-based warning, something that they switched to several years now. I think it works really well. And it says observed versus radar indicated base most often used. So if you have a SVR of 60 miles per hour or golf ball size hail, that's considerable and concerning at best. You don't want to see any type of size hail, but golf ball or softball, yikes, not good. Your severity of an impact, you could have something where there's a shear of 78 miles per hour, golf ball size hail, baseball size. So you got the base, which is most often 60 miles an hour, considerable 70 to 80, catastrophic or destructive, rare, violent. It's an emergency and it's nasty. And you can see it come up here and it's showing you on the page there of what that is. And it says catastrophic if there are getting reports of damage in. Moving on, severe thunderstorm warnings. The criteria: winds greater than 58 miles per hour and hail diameter an inch in diameter or more. And again, you can see that they've gotten better about outlining the specific areas where this is and trying to warn you ahead of time as these storms are coming in. As far as the impact-based warning level criteria for a severe thunderstorm warning, well, here it is. There's a no-tag one where it's just it hits the threshold for a severe thunderstorm warning. You got the considerable, which are winds 70 miles an hour and hail up to an inch and 3/4 to over 2 inches and 3. That's a huge baseball size. It happens, folks. And destructive 80 mile an hour winds, hail greater than 2.75 inches. That's larger than a baseball. I might be talking about softball there, and that's not a good thing. Flooding has become a big concern. Flash flooding, and you do get those warnings on your phones. And it's good to have those things turned on because these things happen quickly. So it's a rapid rise of creeks or streams, roadways washed out or impassable. And the criteria surrounding that for impact-based warning is you might have flash flooding, which would still set off or doesn't set off the alerts, but there could be flash flooding. Considerable, rare impact, usually severity. Wireless emergency alert level will kick in on the considerable. And then catastrophic means extremely rare, a threat to human life or catastrophic damage. And it would have to be confirmed, reliable sources confirmed. There are weather spotters out there, and you can become one. Check in on the website of the Weather Service. Moving on to the tornado warning. Well, it's pretty easy. It's radar indicated or reported. Somebody sees the criteria to make a tornado, is a tornado, they can confirm it. You've got a tornado warning. As far as the impact-based warning system that goes with this, it starts right at the beginning level. Most of the time, tornado damage is possible and are short-lived. You're going to get an alert for it, no matter what is for tornado warning. Considerable, rare, credible evidence, considerable damage, and long-lived. So people are seeing it, and it's continuing to go. Catastrophic is very rare. We're seeing more of these where the threat to human life and catastrophic damage is major, and reliable sources confirmed long-lived tornado. And yeah, you don't want to be outside waiting out to see what's coming at you, because it's probably too late by the time it shows up. So kind of the warning system, as it were, and the impact-based warning levels related to each of those severe storms. So something to keep an eye on, and some of the terminology you might be hearing, whether it's on your weather radio, the radio, or local media outlets. They'll all have be reporting on different things as they're breaking down the storms as they come through. And we got great coverage around here. Very fortunate in our area with some great storm ready folks, including, in fact, we like to warn you too. We do the weather every day when there is an impact coming your way. All right, so stay safe from storms. Be ready with some easy tips. And these are some easy tips from the readywisconsin.gov. So create an emergency plan and practice it. Super easy, right? Well, that's what this week's all about. Know where your designated shelters are located at home, work, and school, and be ready to go there when a tornado warning is issued. Pretty easy. Next, we've got to have multiple ways to receive alerts about approaching severe weather. Outdoor warning sirens, I know it, the NOAA weather radio. Andrew's still working on getting one. Local media outlets and smartphone apps are all important tools. Don't rely on a single source for important life-saving information. A lot of people turn off their weather radios when they go to bed. When you got storms coming in and you don't know, you got to keep those things on or have different ways to receive those warnings. Moving on, if you have a mobile device, make sure it is enabled to receive the wireless emergency alerts. On many devices, this option is available in the setting menu. Keep it up to date on the daily forecast as well in your area, and create an emergency plan kit for your home. Have you made that kit yet, Andrew? Find tips for building a kit at readywisconsin.wi.gov. I built a kit starting at the head of the pandemic. I had waited years. I talked about it. I said, you got to do it. Finally did it. Feels great to get it done. Now I just keep on updating it. And it's in our safe place, which is great too. So we have it readily available if something were to happen. So make sure you build that and have it ready to go. And other tips are definitely online for your convenience. To learn more, said go to readywisconsin.wi.gov to create the kit. And finally, that tornado drill is coming up on April 7th. It's a good way to put into practice everything that you're doing. On Thursday, April 7th, there will be two different drills for these severe weather alerts. One is at 1:45 p.m. and one is at 6:45 p.m. Weather radio will do its weekly tests. Some municipalities will sound the sirens. Some TV and radio stations will briefly cut into programming or social media posts. What will not happen, wireless emergency alerts will not go off. Push notifications on your phone won't go off, and the test watch in mornings piece will not be happening as well. So it'll just be two different drill times to practice your plan and put it into practice. Talk with your kids. This is the time. It seems like severe weather is getting worse and worse. And after last year's December storm, I don't know. It's got me thinking twice and making sure I'm ready and talking to the plans, even with the neighbors, if something happened in the neighborhood, what to do. So it's all about this week and getting ahead and planning. Tomorrow, we'll be talking about some of the damages that come from these storms and what that looks like. So that'll be tomorrow's digest for you. All right, enough of me. Coming up next, we'll check in with the Better Business Bureau. We're talking about insurance, everything you need to know before you make the purchase. That's coming up right here on Talking Fitchburg.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and do your part. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household, but phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit any social gathering. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps.
Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, Someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Brandon met a girl on a dating app. He finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving.
She must be a keeper.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
Ready!
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining us for the Better Business Bureau, our friend Tiffany Schultz. Tiffany, welcome back to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me today.
Thank you for being on the show. And we're going to be talking about tips for purchasing insurance. Just had an insurance meeting recently. And I always like put them on the spot, really, really heckle them. Like, are you giving me the good deal? Is this really true? Is this, I think you got to ask lots of questions no matter what type of insurance you're getting. But today, what are some of the goals we'll be talking about for making sure you get some safe insurance?
Find the company and the right policy for you. Not every company is the same, and not every company offers the right policy. Know what you're looking for. Are you looking for auto, home, life, renters, farmers insurance? There's a whole bunch of products that are out there. You want to know what you're looking for and a good fit for you, even before you start digging into the details.
It is very true. We talk a lot about doing your research, doing your homework on these things. But in particular, what would be some of those things that you would want to look at ahead of time for research purposes?
Once you find the few companies that you want to dig further into, you want to do your homework and you want to compare those prices, compare the deductibles. The deductible is so important. What amount of money are you going to be comfortable spending if the inevitable happens and you need to use that insurance? So even though one company is offering a lower premium, they may be offering a higher deductible. If you don't look at that, you could be surprised down the road. If you're shopping for auto insurance, it's a little bit more tricky. You can look at those deductibles, you can look at your rate. But one of the questions that you should start asking is, if you're in an accident and your car needs repaired, is the auto insurance company going to pay for factory parts, or are they going to pay for aftermarket parts? There's companies out there who will only pay for aftermarket parts. Are you okay with that? Do your homework and really do a side-by-side comparison and compare those apples to apples.
Yeah, and I think you hit it on the head there, that there are some hidden things that are hard to come by, and I mean that you got to know what questions to ask for any of these things. I think that's the hardest part, is trying to remember everything that you want to go in with. But who will you buy from? I think always the toughest one. I like going and meeting these agents in person if I can, and I try to bundle them all up too. But talk a little bit about meeting or buying, who you should buy from.
When you're purchasing insurance, you can purchase directly through the company, or you can purchase through an agent. Keep in mind that agents are either independent or they're captive. A captive agent is only going to be able to sell insurance for one company, whereas an independent agent is going to be able to represent multiple companies. Sometimes they're referred to as a broker, and they can shop insurance for you too. One of the good things about using an agent is, if you have a claim, that you can go ahead and use that agent for support. Sometimes the agent does need to step in to get the claim processed. Always a great reason to have an agent on your side versus just going and purchasing directly from the company.
Yeah, and ask the agent too what they what can they help you in any situation, where to start. I think that's awesome, and why you want to have them in your corner for sure. And the discounts, it's all about the discounts. That's what we hear all the time, really, on the surface of every single insurance thing is discounts and bundling. Like, that just like rings a bell for everybody.
We all love to save money, and a bundle is a great way to save money. So if you're only shopping for auto insurance, for example, see if you can bundle other insurances with that auto insurance and get a deeper discount versus paying for them separately. There's also insurance companies that offer discounts for everything under the sun. If you're a driver, you can have good driving insurance. You can have a student discount. You may even have a discount for multiple items that are insured with that same insurance company. So be sure that you ask about those discounts.
Darn right. We got to save money this day and age for sure. All right. The hardest part of this, and I still am reading through all of the documents that are there, but reading the fine print and the legal document, everything, is so important.
Your insurance policy is going to be a legal document, and you want to make sure that you read and understand the entire document. If there's something that doesn't make sense, go ahead and question that and ask for clarification, because if you do need to use it, you don't want any surprises in the end.
Yeah, that's so important. No surprises is really good. And one of those that you can prevent is making sure that you review your policy annually.
Another and super important item, review that policy annually. Your circumstances may have changed. Maybe you have homeowners insurance and you did some renovations to your home. You did an expansion to your home and you need more coverage. Or maybe you dropped a vehicle. Maybe you sold that vehicle and you don't need insurance for that vehicle anymore. Review those policies so that you're paying for exactly what you need. You don't necessarily need to overbuy. You do need to be covered in the event that something should happen.
All right. If people want to learn more, Tiffany, about any of the stuff we talked about today, where can they find it?
Check us out on bbb.org.
All right. Thank you so much. Here's to buying insurance. Cheers. All right. We'll take a quick break, wrap up the show next. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be flood next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life, but how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have prediabetes, a serious medical condition that puts you at high risk for type 2 diabetes. 1 in 3 American adults has prediabetes, but more than 80% don't know they have it. The good news is, prediabetes can be reversed, and for many people, healthy changes in their daily routine can make a big difference. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantore here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg, wrapping up the show. And I think Tiffany Schultz from the Better Business Bureau helping us out with the insurance talk. It's not easy. It's complicated. At least we got you some tips when you go in. Or just checking on that policies or multiple policy, whatever you got. We can be safe now because of BBB. All right. Andrew says you should join us on social media or watch us on cable TV or the streaming channel. Just do it, okay?